Hey guys, how's it going? Preparing here. So I was streaming last night and I got a pretty ignorant comment. I was talking about PvP in Diablo 3 and certain things that I think would happen, and someone mentioned it's like, why bother? You don't really know what PvP is gonna be like exactly. Why plan anything out now? Well, I want to talk to you guys about this point and why it is actually a very unsuccessful method of thinking. You see, when Diablo 3 was being released, when we were in beta, when we were practicing with our Team No Life, getting everything down about the game that we could figure out, all the mechanics, everything that we could take in, and then we hit the next step. We made assumptions. So we did this because we wanted to get the understanding of the bigger picture. And obviously, the bigger picture doesn't exist. Just like it does now with PvP, we don't really know what PvP is going to be like, but we can base certain assumptions on what has been released and what mistakes Blizzard has made with Diablo 3. So there's certain things like, for instance, they nerfed haste. A lot of people got really pissed off and quit, and they're like, "Why are you nerfing my gear that I spent hundreds of millions of gold for?" So we can pretty much make an assumption they probably won't edit gear too much. I think they'll have to edit gear a little bit, but I don't think they'll go too overboard. So there's things like that, and in the end, the main sources of success comes from the sum of your correct decisions, of the sum of your correct assumptions. So that's how it really was when Diablo 3 came out. We made all these assumptions and we made all these guesses, but we understood the bigger picture. We had a better understanding of how everything probably would work. And although we were wrong on many cases, on many other cases we were correct. And having done the study to begin with gave us a better understanding, a better way to analyze the situation. So when the correct situation, when the actual patch came out, when Diablo 3 came out, we were only missing bits and pieces of the information. We could correct our assumption of everything into the correct one, much more smoothly than otherwise. The reason I'm talking about this is when it comes to PvP in Diablo 3, nobody really knows what it's going to be like. I can't really tell you guys what it's going to be like because I could be wrong. I could say it's like, "Oh guys, the best thing for PvP is like health globe pickup radius, guaranteed for sure." And then all that stuff will skyrocket, and then there won't be health clubs in the arena, right? So I can't really give that kind of advice because it's going to cause like unmerited speculation. However, the point of this is I do want to really encourage you guys to try to think a little bit outside the box. It's like, what would PvP be like? What kind of gear would I need? What kind of classes would be pretty overpowered? How do I counter them? How do I counter their abilities? How do I balance my abilities? What's the general strategy? Do I think there'll be diminishing returns? How would that work? How would CC work? How would positioning work? And you can develop all these factors into an idea, into a concept. How will it play out? You can imagine it in your head, and based on all of this, you can make decisions today on specs, on teammates, on gear, and things of that sort. So you might be wrong, but if you make more than one decision, if you understand that you could be wrong, you could base yourself on many different things. For instance, I think there will be 1v1 arena in Diablo 3. Obviously, that may not be the case because it's pretty hard to balance out gear advantage versus gear disadvantage and certain combos with abilities in 1v1. However, I think because the social system in Diablo 3 is so crap, I think only having like 2v2 and higher arena, I think they're going to realize that's going to be a massive mistake. However, I can be wrong. I'm basing most of what I'm doing on a 1v1 arena environment on my barbarian, but I'm still trying to recruit teammates. I'm still going to develop strategies with teammates, and I'm probably going to have a set of gear for solo and a set of gear for 2-man, 3-man, and so on, whatever the possibility may be. And I'm making these assumptions today. I'm making these preparation measures today because if Blizzard says, "Hey guys, 1v1 arena is what's going to come out," then like certain kind of gear is gonna like skyrocket in price. So that's where the advantage comes from. You guys need to think about this stuff and get creative. You know, I saw this movie last night. It was called like Jiro Dreams of Sushi, and it's about this guy who like his whole life was like sushi, and when he went to sleep, he'd wake up in the middle of the night, you know, with great ideas about sushi. And you know, I can't say I'm exactly the same way, but you know, every time I'm doing something else, I'm thinking of concepts. I'm relating it to how it could be done, how it might happen, and the restricting decisions that the developers have on the next subject. So if you always think about this stuff, you're gonna have a massive advantage. And even though you might be wrong in many cases, your sum of assumptions that are correct are gonna propel you ahead of the competition. Hopefully you guys learned a few things, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.